We're the idiots that locked our parents out.
What do you mean we locked out?
And surprised them with the news we're going to build their dream home.
No, you're not.
And this week, we're sharing the best news of the entire build.
I'm gonna be a grandma.
Our oldest brother, Leon, is having a baby. And with this new addition to the family coming, it was the perfect opportunity to surprise not only our parents, but our brother with something he would never expect.
Oh, wow.
We're turning our brother's old bedroom into his baby's very own custom nursery.
But before we can get my brother's reaction to his room, Uncle Idiots have a lot of work to do.
And that's because 5 years ago, Leon actually moved out the family house. And ever since then, this room has become a neglected storage room. And this was no use to anybody. So we decided the best place for all this stuff was in the skip. And once we got this bedroom back to bare, we started to decorate, stripping back all the old wallpaper so we could start to paint. But all this did was reveal a few nasty surprises. It turns out Mum and Dad neglected this room for a reason. It was pretty much beyond repair, and everything we touched just got worse.
Oh my god.
It wasn't just wallpaper leaving the wall, and despite my best efforts to try to fix this problem, no matter how much filler I put in, it still looked a bit weird. So while that's set, we started tackling the rest of the wallpaper. And this stuff was coming off a dream. But the good news did stop there. Once we finished up the rest of the wallpaper, it left us with a big problem.
There's still wallpaper behind this radiator. And in order to get to it, we gotta take this thing off.
And because Richard, our usual plumber, is busy right now, we have to do it all alone. And just the sight of all these connected throughout the house is so scary. And all these pipes are full of water.
And if we were to take the radiators off the wall, it would just piss water everywhere.
But we do know there is a way to drain all the radiators. But the problem is...
It's behind the wall we just installed, and it's right at the bottom.
So without any thought, we started.
Oh no. Oh, more. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
And because we were so confident that the drainage valve was at the bottom of the toilet, we started cutting access to it in the wall. But of course, once we checked...
Where is it? Oh, it's not even there.
At this point, we realized we knew nothing about plumbing.
It turns out the drainage valve is up here, so I didn't need to cut that hole. But now I did.
So once again, without a singular thought, we started. But we weren't going to make the same mistake twice. This time, we hopped on the phone to Maddie's granddad.
Hi.
Who luckily for us knows a thing or two about plumbing. And he gladly informed us that we wasted the last hour of our life. Turns out disconnecting the radiator is way easier than we first thought.
Nice, isn't it?
All this time, all I had to do was turn off the radiator and unscrew it from the main pipes. Let the water drain out till it was empty.
That's the last bowl.
And then pull it off and turn it upside down as quickly as possible. And with that blinking thing out of the way, we could finally finish what we started. But all this wallpaper stripping come with a lot of mess. And because we're idiots, most of it ended up underneath the floorboards. But once we got this place cleaned up, this room was looking so much better. We still had the weird wall looking thing and a lot of strange patches on the wall itself.
For some really weird reason, only this wall and this wall had wallpaper on, and the other two were just painted normally. So that means we're finally ready to start the decorating process.
And this wasn't going to be easy.
It's gonna get dusty.
But it turns out that that wasn't our only problem. This paint was hanging on by a thread, and we had to scratch off all the flaky bits and sand it back until it was flush with the wall. But the more we were sanding, the more we were realizing that this wasn't actually going to work.
Alright, so we've got bad news and we've got good news. The bad news is that for the past 6 hours, we've been completely wasting our time. As you can see, no matter how hard we try, we just keep scraping this paint back and it keeps flaking off. So the layer that we just sanded gets completely ruined. And this, that's not normal. It's not. I think it was never primed and it was just done so bad in the first place. If we was to paint this whole thing, we'll have to remove all the paint and it'll take hours. I think this would take 10 hours for just one wall. And we've got all these to do. Oh, that one. That leads us on to the good news. We've got a cabin! Hey! So this whole place is gonna get plastered.
Turns out the best solution to our big problem was to get this room plastered.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he's spreading. And look who's here.
Hey!
Oh, it doesn't get quite the same introduction, does it?
Gavin started spreading away, and we decided to take it as a sign because these walls look so much better when they actually get plastered. But today we decided to try something new and give it a go ourselves.
Yeah, guys, look at that one.
Yeah.
And it turns out I was a natural, and it's nice that everyone else agreed.
Being a family is so hack-handed. Like,
But once I got into the flow of things, Gavin started to question why he was even here in the first place. Maybe we can do it on our own. Maybe I spoke a bit too soon.
Show off.
And whilst we left Gavin on his own devices with the rest of the room, Dan had other ideas.
put some extra sockets in this room.
Just before Gavin finished the rest of the walls, Dan decided to fit some extra sockets. You're meant to have this done prior, but we're idiots and aren't organised. And so lucky we have a team that's understanding of our chaos. And 3 days later, this room was dry. But as you guys know, last week we didn't actually get to post a video, and that was because of this reason here. She's nearly there. This right here is the most stressful and chaotic thing we've ever done. Are you stressed? No, not stressed at all. Behind the scenes of this project, we've been setting up pucker putters as a business. This was our last project, a mini golf course in the back of a lorry. And whilst the plaster in the baby room dries, it was the perfect opportunity to get this thing open and running once and for all. And it's the craziest thing seeing this lorry in the center of our local town. And just seeing all our hard work for the last 4 months working this lorry literally feels amazing. Seeing the lorry in the center of our local town where we grew up, were born and bred. It is just crazy. One of the most crazy feelings. I can't even describe it.
One of the weirdest and best things ever.
Crazy, right?
It's so mad.
Big thank you to anyone who has turned up another game of mini golf, and to anyone who's interested, go follow Pocket Pots on Instagram for more updates. So we obviously spent a few days getting this thing set up. We're actually spending the first day of it running here, watching everyone come on and enjoy it. After that, our Uncle George is going to run this thing. Hopefully, if everything goes well, this is going to become his full-time job. So that'd be sick.
That's crazy. And now we're back in the house.
And this is where things get super exciting. Let's get decorating the baby's room.
Oh, here we go. Painting the bedroom.
First, we're starting with a mist coat, as this is a fresh coat of plaster. And if we didn't do this, the paint would end up like it was previously in his bedroom.
Oh, who knew that merch could paint? Oh, so my top.
We sped ahead covering every surface in this mist coat and realised there was one big problem decorating for a baby that you don't even know much about. And officially, the room is now primed and ready for its first coat of colour. But this room is for my brother's baby, and we don't even know the gender yet. But that is only a right now problem, because later on in this video, we are actually finding out whether our brother's baby is a boy or girl at the gender reveal, which we're trying to organise, which is a bad idea. But regardless, we've got to get this thing decorated and painted because we've got work to do, and we have the perfect idea. And just to make sure that this was personalised to Leon, we had to ask a question to Mum. What was Leon's favourite TV show when he was younger?
Oh my gosh, yes, Winnie the Pooh, definitely. As a baby, yeah, and all his stories, 100% Winnie the Pooh.
Introducing Leon's old baby toy.
Growing up, Leon loved Winnie the Pooh. So we're going to design the bedroom around his old baby toy. But because we don't know the gender yet, we have to try and figure out a way to make it gender neutral. And after searching for some inspiration, we think we found the perfect idea. So that means we can start decorating this thing without knowing the gender. And we're so excited for Leon to finally see that we designed his room after his favourite childhood books. It's pretty nice. So to start the designing process, we are painting it with this gorgeous colour.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why, but this colour just screams Winnie the Pooh to me. So subtly different, but looks nice.
I think it looks really nice.
So while Toby went around and rolled up the main parts of the walls, I had the job of cutting in finally around the top corners of the room. Normally, I can never cut in. It's so crazy what a good paintbrush can do. Thanks, Paint Warrior Man. And because we both had our assigned tasks, this got done quick. And surprisingly, this room was looking super good. There has already been a massive transformation since the start, but one coat of paint wasn't enough. Oh, here we go, baby. After the first coat had set, we ran around and gave this thing a second coat, and that just made this thing look so much better. And already from the start of the video, when this room was full of neglected stuff, to having a fresh coat of plaster and a fresh coat of paint, this room is nearly unrecognizable. But just trust me, the best is yet to come.
Because tomorrow, we have one of the most amazing artists coming to make this room custom. What?
This is Gabby, Maddie's sister. And in true idiot fashion, the artist started smashing the place up. We decided it was best to remove all the skirting boards, because Gabby's artwork is going to blend in with the room. looks sick. She took rough measurements of the cot and the dresser and marked them out on the wall so our art doesn't get covered up. This also allows her to show some feature pieces where she'll know there'll be a bald spot. And the second she marked these out, she was off on her way drawing her custom piece of art. Meanwhile, downstairs we were piecing the cot together. Seeing this made me realize we are definitely having a baby in the family. And whilst that sunk in, Gabby continued on her rough sketch. I still can't believe that this is her first time doing any painting in a house, and I can't wait until she paints it later on in the video. Alright, it's the next day, and I cannot wait to see what Gabby does with this later on. She's actually had to go over to a driving lesson, so we're going to have to wait to see what she does with this. But for now, we've got something really exciting going on. We are completely transforming the heating system in the house. We're swapping out radiators for skirting board heating. So we are saying goodbye to radiators. Hey! All of them! Woohoo! This here is thermoskirt, and it's essentially a metal skirting board with pipes running through the back of it, which is essentially a radiator. And it's blinking sick, and we're so excited to see it in action in the house. And as you guys might remember, earlier on in the series, we actually had a mold problem in the house, and this stuff should help with the mold problem as it disperses the heat all the way around the rooms, and also starts at the bottom so the heat rises, keeping the walls warm. If that makes sense. Now, this was all very exciting. However, right now, our house plumbing system was so old. And if we wanted to install thermoskirt, we had to reroute the pipes around the whole house. This may have been a lot of work, but in the long run, this is going to be amazing, and we're so excited. I cannot wait to see our parents' reaction to this. I think at first they'll be scared because their radiators are missing, and then they'll just mind blown. And now all that was left to do was get these pipes filled up and test there was no leaks. And this is where the good news stopped. Oh my god. And now it's leaking.
Should we turn the electrics on?
Oh my god, I don't know. I've got no idea. With the new pipes installed, the second we turned the boiler back on, it was leaking everywhere.
No, they're on
No,
right
you
now.
can't get it out.
Oh, it's full.
Yeah,
You're going to have to get that out.
How? And it just so happened that Richard was around when we came to turning the boiler back on.
Get a cup or something and scoop it. Oh,
Well done,
sorry.
Richard.
Well done, Richard.
Oh, the man. This was so unexpected.
I'm gonna have a fucking bowl ASAP.
Yeah, fill that one up with that.
This is going on. Get a towel.
Everyone's panicking! Oh my god.
All our hard work is getting ruined.
But amongst the chaos, Richard kept us cool and actually started to drain the system so the water would leave the pipes. Oh, nice! Here we go! And Maddie's dad was upstairs mopping up the plasterboard to try and protect it from the wet. Holy hell, this is the most chaotic thing we've done. So it turns out the reason why this thing actually leaked is because of a manufacturing default in this joint. And we've just found out that these aren't the most reliable joints to have in the floor, especially on the floorboards when you can't access them. So we're gonna try and replumb it all and have a limited amount of joints in the floor. However, you guys have seen how bad we are at plumbing ourselves, so we're gonna wait till Richard for tomorrow. And in the meantime, as long as we don't turn the boiler back on, these won't have a problem. And whilst we wait, we've got to tackle this cupboard.
This is going to be the built-in wardrobe with a few extra shelves for their toys.
Because let's not forget, we have a mission to complete. And if there's one thing we've learned from doing renovation projects, it's that things don't always go to plan. And the worst thing for you to do is to sit there and dwell on it. So to keep progress moving forward, we started to install the shelves.
It fits!
And because knowing Mum, this will have so much stuff sitting on it, we are fixing this super strong with plasterboard fixings. And for the other side, we're screwing it into brickwork. Oh. And before we knew it, we had all the old brackets on and we could start fitting the shelves into the cupboard.
Perfect.
Oh my god, look at that! That looks really good. I love the look of that. The
light-
hanger here is going to look pucker.
The light makes you look a bit creepy.
I am creepy. Moving on with the wardrobe, there was one more thing we had to build. We cut down a pole to custom size, and this was to hang our clothes on. That looks pucker.
I don't know why. This doesn't seem like a big thing, but it's so much nicer now.
I don't think this cupboard has ever looked this good.
No way.
It was never painted beforehand either.
I can't believe how holy it was before.
But with the rest of the cupboard looking brand new, there was one thing that stuck out like a sore thumb.
Horrible paint job. What is that?
Our whole life we have lived here and have become blind to how bad these frames actually look. And it wasn't until we stepped back and thought, maybe these don't have to be this bad looking. So while me and Toby worked on the door frames,
I'm on the windowsill!
and as a team we started tackling every nook and cranny. And once we were all sanded back, it was time to see how they looked with a fresh coat of gloss. Oh, that's nice.
New bit of gloss.
Ooh, instant transformation.
Wow, it's so yellow.
And as you can see, these definitely needed an update. And while Toby was glossing away, we had a special arrival.
Guess who's shown up to transform this room? Woohoo! Gabby's gonna get painted.
The first thing she did was finish the sketch that she had started earlier. And look at the extra upgrades. And then without any hesitation, she grabbed a sponge, dipped it in some dirty water, and started creating her artwork.
Just flicked it. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's like coffee staining. Oh no, these sponges are not very absorbent.
This is the first time I've ever seen an artist paint with a sponge. But Gabby fancied trying out some new techniques. But something she couldn't help.
Another problem, I'm short. This is quite difficult for me.
So we handed her a chair in order to reach the higher branches. At this point, Gabby was locked in the zone. And she actually ended up painting all night.
It's getting pretty late. It is currently 4:45 in the morning.
And to our surprise, the second we woke up, Gabby was still going.
And Richard, what are you doing?
Plumbing today.
His mission is to try and remove as much plastic from under the floorboards as possible. Because the original pipes,
Which are soldered on, have never leaked, and they've been down for about 50 years. So Richard is going to go around and replace all the joints, well most of them anyway, with soldered copper pipes. Isn't that right, Richard?
because we don't want a repeat of history.
Yes, I am going to do that, yes.
The old-fashioned way?
Yeah, can't beat it.
Mission Rectify Chaos commences. Richard started off by stripping it all back to bare, removing all plastic inside. This is more a personal preference for Richard. Some people do like plastic, but Richard chooses to prefer fire.
I'm soldering it.
Not burning it.
Well, getting off, but I'm soldering it.
What he's doing here is melting solder around the copper pipe.
Oh, it's on fire! Oh, that's sick.
And that makes these copper pipes 100% waterproof. Meanwhile, in the background of all this chaos, Gabby was making some major progress with the painting. The custom Winnie the Pooh artwork was coming together. Now, a fun fact is that our brother Leon actually had a painted Winnie the Pooh bedroom when he was born too. And that makes this piece of art extra and way more special. To us, what seemed finished, Gabby could just continue to add more detail. And every extra thing she touched, it just looked way, way better. But by the time Gabby was done with that, Richard had already finished the plumbing. And with no more leaks in the system, we could
Finally, putting the floorboards back.
Woo!
Oh, here we go. Now this painting is looking absolutely insane. Gabby is so talented and I can't believe how good this has come out. But we've actually got a big problem because our brother is coming to see the revealed room today. And as you can see, it's nowhere near finished. So we're in a crazy rush. Maddie is doing some last finishing painting touches because Gabby's had to go, and I'm gonna be on gripper rod duty. Now this stuff is what grips our carpet.
Before you could even think to lay a carpet down, you have to install gripper rods around the perimeter of the room. Without these, the carpet will be super flappy in the corners and just come up every time you hoover it. So whilst Toby was working on doing that, I started tackling the joining strip, which connects the carpet for the baby room to the landing.
This guy. Joining strip.
With all of that done, we are finally ready to start laying the carpet. And that is super exciting because it's the first piece of carpet we're laying down on this whole build.
Our first thing is the underlay. Woohoo!
So to our surprise, carpets aren't actually as squishy and soft as they look. But when you lay it over this squishy underlay, that's how you get maximum comfort. And as babies spend most of the day on their knees, we went overkill and bought the best piece of underlay we could find.
What do you reckon?
I reckon it's underlayy.
I reckon it's stuck and it's not moving, not kicking around.
And it's soft.
And it's
Squidgy.
squidgy, not soft.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
But don't worry, because we're about to make it soft with the carpet. Ooh!
This is the color carpet we have chosen.
We think this carpet fits a theme of Winnie the Pooh so well, and we can't wait to get it installed and make it pucker in here.
This is gonna be amazing.
This might become your new bedroom.
Bed's a bit small.
But what wasn't small was this carpet. We laid it across the whole floor
Look at it! Oh my god, it looks amazing!
and started pulling it into place. This part of carpeting is super awkward.
This is how Maddie's filming that.
And because we're not the best at installing carpet, it's actually quite scary.
It's always the scariest one.
But when times get hard and scary, all we gotta do is think about why we're doing this in the first place. The day that our niece or nephew is born and stays around Granny and Granddad's house and crawls around on this exact carpet is the day that all this hard work pays off. And who knows, maybe one day they'll watch this video back. And after seeing myself here, I really hope they don't. But regardless, once we got the edges nice and tight on one side, we could start kneeing the carpet out, stretching it out and making sure it lays flat.
Got a new tool though.
But when it came to this side with the pipe sticking up in the wall, I didn't exactly know what to do.
This is all looking quite good now, but the plumbing pipes for the skirting boards are going to come up, and I've just had to cut around them, jam it all into place, and hopefully that when they put the skirting boards in, it hides that ugly mess.
And with that side done, that meant all four corners were down and we can start hoovering up the fluffy bits. And this right here is the best part of any new carpet install. In my opinion, it's one of the most satisfying and rewarding jobs there is.
And with the carpet down, we officially have the shell of the room, and tonight we have something super exciting and a bit off-piste because
We're about to find out whether we've got a niece or a nephew.
This is the Professional Idiot's first ever gender reveal.
Never seen your bum look so big.
This is the gender reveal. We've got our boy and girl signs up. Maddie's inside doing a few bits. We've got a few banners around. We've obviously got the suits which you guys have seen.
This is so crazy. Me and Josh are going to be battling it out to find out what it is.
what's your guesses?
Blue and pink.
Oh, go for a girl, go for a boy.
For this gender reveal, we wanted to set the tone of peace and tranquility. It's a very important day. As the family gathered round, all excited to celebrate the next member's gender, we were getting prepared.
I don't expect a single thing.
I can't even see. How are we going to do this?
It's safe to say they weren't expecting the battle of the babies. I can't say for certainty, but this must be how WWE feels. And after about 5 minutes of fighting, we were both worn out and ready to find out the gender.
Ready? 2, 1.
And to celebrate this in true idiot fashion, we had a little extra surprise that they are never going to expect.
Emily, you can open it.
The first ever custom professional idiot baby grow.
Idiot from the baby. You can't help being born an idiot. Definitely an idiot.
That was such a nice evening, and they have no idea about the room we're doing for them. And back at home, this is the current state. But with the most recent news that it was a girl, we can start adding a few personalised touches.
We're having a niece.
The first thing we decided to do in our new niece's room was make it a little bit pink.
Oh, that's pucker. And for the curtains, oh, more pink. Look at that, how cute that is.
This has going to be one of the most fun and cutest experiences we've ever done. And I'm not sure Mum's ever going to expect that we had done this. We have gone full out and we are replacing everything. Because as stupid as it sounds, everything before was screwed, even the old curtain pole. Actually, I think you'll find it didn't even have a curtain before.
Go to the outside world.
Hello, blackout curtains.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, look at that. The first curtains you ever put back on in the house.
But that wasn't it. We are taking it a step further to make it way more cute.
But to keep this place Winnie the Pooh themed, we've also got
Some custom, not custom, some Winnie the honeycomb shelves.
shelves.
And these are the small, finer details that just make it look like you put so much thought into a room. And because this wall here is plasterboard, we can't actually fix this to it with screws. We're having to PGB it and stick it onto the wall.
Oh my god, look at that! Honeycomb shelves, pretty pucker.
And when you add teddies, it looks even cuter.
With these shelves in, this place is actually just looking so adorable. I'm used to smashing things up, I'm used to being energetic, but this just makes me feel cute. It's so weird.
With the shelves in, there was only a few more finer details to add. And once we added all these, we were finally ready to start with the big stuff.
We are now finally ready to bring the cot in from downstairs, which we built earlier on to save ourselves some time. So let's just get that straight in.
It's time for the cot.
Woohoo! Oh, let's get her up there.
But when we started carrying her up, we realised we made a massive oversight.
There's no way that's going.
Yeah.
No way.
You have to take it apart again.
Oh.
So what we built to save some time actually ended us costing us time. But it's okay, we dismantled it and started piecing it back together in the room.
Should be perfect. Look at that! That's crazy! Of course, we're not going to forget his old toy. Oh, he's going to love that.
And over in this corner of the room, we're trying to add a rocking chair. This will give a place for Emily to sit while putting the baby to sleep.
Bit big.
So we rearranged the room so it would fit perfectly. By pushing the cot up to the back wall, it allowed us to put this dresser in front of it.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Yeah, get it. The chest of drawers, which double up as
Changing table.
Winnie the Pooh themed! Oh!
And once we added a few finer touches, amongst all the chaos in the rest of the house, we did finally have our first finished room.
And Leon and Emily have just pulled up at the home and they are ready to see their baby's very own room that we have custom built for them. And let's get their reaction. If you open it up, they're going to bring another surprise. So. Three, 2, 1. Have a look.
Oh, wow. I love you done Winnie the Pooh when we were kids.
Did someone paint that? Oh,
Gabby did it.
Gabby did.
Oh, Gabby did. Oh, that's so cool.
I love it.
I saw the pink curtains.
It makes you feel so real, doesn't it, when you're up there? And look at the hats.
Oh, have you done pink?
You've got professional audio hats with things like
that's cool.
And then we've got honeycomb shells, because obviously Winnie the Pooh and honeycomb.
Yeah.
Honey. Oh, and the lamb. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, there's a jumpers.
Oh, she's got a little bit.
Oh, mum and dad jumpers.
So you've both got mum and dad jumpers.
We got you a big one.
They got their mum and dad hoodies because they're about to take on this new adventure and they've never done it before, so.
Absolutely not, we are going to be idiots.
Professional audio mum and dad.
This is a crazy next chapter to our life. Leon, the first of us 4 brothers to have a baby. And being the oldest, well, it was kind of expected. But up until today, I don't actually think it had sunk in. And I can't wait for Gran and Grandad to come home at the end of this project and see this. I think they're gonna lose their minds.
And that is all we have time for in this week's episode of The Parents Project. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there is plenty more where that came from. And if you guys want to support us past just watching our videos, don't forget you can go buy yourself some merch at theprofessionalaudience.co.uk. The pink hats are now out, by the way. Once again, we apologise for not getting a video out last week, but we can guarantee you that every single week from this point, there will be a video up until the end. So stay tuned.